What's up, guys? Erebus here with some more Dark Souls 3 for you. We're back in the Undead Settlement, back on level 15. Going with a strong opening here on this Sunbro. Looks like they were a caster, so not a ton of health. Now right off the bat, host is booking it. So we're going for the chase down. Turns out all the host really wanted to do was get out of the enemies because that was too much distraction. The enemies in here are dead, and you can see there's twin axes at play here. But it looks like he just had an axe in each hand. He's just got the regular axe now with a shield. So I see that shield. I know he's going for parries, so I delay that R2. I don't get the hit, unfortunately, but I do avoid getting parried, which is helpful. Now he's just in full aggressor mode, which I like. I prefer, an actual battle to running. I whiffed a parry there as well just a minute ago. So it's parry whiffing day, apparently. But I'm going to hopefully do better at that. Such as right now. Read that third hit coming with the two-hand and all that. And don't get to kill him there. But then we go for the chase down so he can't drink. But give him a nice little applaud. That was a good duel at the end. This invasion, contrary to the last one, is a pain in the ass. And that's partially due to the fact that I don't play very well in this clip. And it's also partially due to cancer. So I see now all the enemies are dead. But they were behind me, and now the host is coming up. Hey buddy, how we doing? Give him a nice wave. I see this phantom just charging right in with reckless abandon, so I know we're getting going here. So the host has the that is great axe or whatever it is from High Wall. Phantom Cat here has the cleaver that the giant pot throwing dudes use. So relatively in this area. Now we get a blue. I go ahead and just take the damage, just tank it a little bit to get rid of that phantom, because I don't want 3v1 with an axe, a big butcher knife, or the cleaver, whatever it's called, and a straight sword. Not going to play that. So got rid of the phantom quick, and I want this blue to be next because I want to parry that axe. I really want to parry that axe, so I want this blue out of here, especially because he's just running around using combustion and backing up. Now, unfortunately, my singular focus for killing this blue is going to cause some problems. And you do see I focus on the host here. I'm going to do that a few times. I'm mostly causing some damage so that he'll back off to drink, and then I can go for this blue. Unfortunately, now, see, he confuses me a couple times because I think the blue's going to come in for an attack, but he won't. Now another blue is here, so I'm getting the 3v1 I didn't want in the first place. Which makes me even more passionate to kill this guy quickly, so that I can deal with whatever new blue is coming, and then finally get the host. But it's just a lot of circling and a lot of backing down. Now I see the other blue has spawned behind there, but he's not advancing yet. So I'm thinking he's in his menus or changing some equipment. He's coming. So I heal up because I know I've lost the chance to kill this blue before the other arrives. And just kind of trying to hang in there. And for whatever reason, the other blue is still just over there. Thinking at this point he might have been AFK when he got auto-summoned, because I'm not sure what else would be taking so long, unless he's, he was in the middle of like trying to get under 70% weight or something like that. I'm not sure. But at any rate, I'm given time to just focus on these two. And it's just a whole lot of this. It's a whole lot of back down, circle, circle around each other, back down. The host, though, I will give him credit, is actually at least fighting me. He is fighting me. He's coming in. He's swinging. Yeah, he's backing down. But part of that is, where the hell's my backup? Because this blue is just standing in the background half the time. So no problem with the host there. And I saw the blue running around. He's already gone for a few running attacks. Threw out the parry because I thought one was coming, and it didn't. So now I'm just kind of unlocking on so I can keep an eye on both of them and just start swinging at whoever comes close to me. Unfortunately, with the straight sword, I'm not doing a ton of damage. Their absorption is nothing. So that's causing some trouble. Now we're waggling at each other. The host, I think, is almost as frustrated with this blue as I am, to be honest. He wants them both to just come in here and get the job done. And what's funny is, if the blue was more aggressive, if the blue was backing up the host, instead of just backing off constantly and occasionally R1 spamming or using combustion, it probably would have worked. I mean, they probably could have at least had a chance to take me out. But he just wants to back up and circle around and hold that shield up. It's very frustrating. So eventually I'm just going to decide that the blue is not worth focusing my attention on. I'm just going to fight the host and, roll occasionally the few times that the blue comes in. And otherwise I'm just going to ignore him because it's just not happening. There I was a little late on my roll, so I ended up getting caught by the axe. I'm still trying to parry the blue because the parry and riposte is pretty much the only way that I can one-shot somebody with this build. And you see the other blue went home. I don't know what was going on there, but I'm thankful for not having a 3v1, I suppose, at this juncture. But at any rate, I'm trying to go for the critical on this blue because it's the one way that I know I can one-shot somebody, and I really just want to one-shot him and have him gone if I'm going to fight him at all. But, as it turns out, I'm really not going to fight him hardly at all because he's not really fighting. He's just doing whatever he's doing. So you see me start getting frustrated here. I'm just throwing bombs. I'm doing anything that I can think of to get him to come in close. Which he eventually comes in for another running attack once the host is dead. And now I'm going to step away from the host because I want it very clear. I'm pointing down at that blue because that was annoying as shit. This one's going to be a bit of fun. Now, with where it spawned me, I'm pretty confident that unless they raced through, they didn't come this way. I see the enemies aren't triggered, so they're not here yet. So I come over to take a peek at the gate, see if that's open. The gate is not open. This guy is not dead. The dogs are dead. So I'm a little bit confused there, but you can see Sunbro glinting in the distance. So I know just where they're at. Now here's just for fun, really, just to be a douche. Edge walk through the gate, because I can. But then pick up the pace again after that, because edge walking takes too long, and it's not funny if you do it for a long period of time. So, give them a nice wave. They're both edge walking towards me as well. A lot of edge walking, which is great. I mean, that's just fun. Now we're waving, we're waggling. I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a fun invasion. These are guys who clearly know what's going on to an extent, and it's just going to be a good time. Even if the host does look like a total noob with that knight armor. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. And then I get the R1 spam, so I'm like, oh, okay. Now I noticed too right off the bat that this Sunbro has a target shield. Now, nobody uses a target shield for anything other than parry, and parry fishing and parry spamming. So I know that's coming at some point, and that's why you'll see already I'm being a little bit conservative with my hits. And there was the first parry attempt. And I know there's going to be more coming, but first the R1 spam, which is kind of funny. I would think that if he's such a parrier, he wouldn't spam R1, but, you know, it could just be a thing where they're primarily PvE players, because that's a tactic that works in PvE. There was another ghost parry. So there was another parry. That one was closer, but the timing was just not quite right. Luckily for me, because with a straight sword I don't have unparryable attacks, and I do need to attack, so I just have to get kind of creative with my timing, when I'm going to strike, when I'm not going to strike. And actually what I'm going for a lot here is I'm trying to come into him so he thinks I'm going to attack, get him to parry, and then backstab him. But he's doing a pretty good job here of not doing that. He's throwing out parries more at the end of combos and things like that, which is pretty smart, realistically. Now I do know that he's a spammer, so I got that parry off on him, which makes him pretty angry, I think. Go for whatever 1 or 2 parries. Now that host is just repeatedly, I want you to see, repeatedly jump attacking. If you haven't noticed it already, because I'm mentioning it a bit late, back up the video and just count how many times that bastard jump attacks. It got really frustrating. Although I'm sure it's frustrating to be ignored as well. And it is safer than doing a running attack, since I'm also parrying. But unfortunately, of course, one of those attacks, he prevented me from getting my riposte on the Sunbro. There was my opportunity for the backstab, missed it. Got another parry and decided not to switch to my Dark Hand because it takes too long and the host was going to interrupt me. So I just go with the straight sword riposte, and luckily the Phantom does not have the health to withstand it, even from the straight sword. So that's that. Now it's just me and the host. And I want to go for the guard break, which I do. It's a bit lucky because they were not even guarding when I hit the button, though they were guarding a lot. Go ahead and give them the applause, because they tried. And they made me use most of my Estus, so good on them. This one is an absolute just mess for this team. If I remember rightly, there's 2 of them, Host and 1 Phantom. They've dragged all these enemies into the sewers with them, with the rats still to contend with, and now they have me. So this just automatically is a terrible situation for these fellows. And I see the Phantom with the shield up, so I'm going to instantly do the guard break post, get him out of the way. Don't need the enemies at all for that. And actually, I was wrong. Looks like all the rats are dead, so it was just the enemies they dragged with them. The host is running. I can see that. I honestly already knew it was going to happen, because that's what you would need to do in that situation with that many enemies at your back, especially one of the cleaver thing wielding big dudes. It's a technical term. But at any rate, it seems now once he hits me, and he is going to hit me. Once he hits me, I realize that I am at a higher weapon upgrade than him. This is one of those mythical moments where you invade someone who is at a lower upgrade level than you. So I'm not real concerned about his damage, and I'm also noticing that the Barker Bomb Bait works on him. Whenever I throw a bomb, he roll attacks. So I'm going to try to use that to get a parry. I've already tried it a couple times. I'm going to try it a couple more, I think. At least one more. Because I really want it. See, even when he's not even close to me, he'll throw out the attack. Don't get it, unfortunately. Just get him with a nice straight sword combo. Give him the waggle. So for this last one, we've got we're gonna have a solo host, which I don't find in this area too much. I mean, it happens in the settlement, but this specific area and this specific bonfire here at Dilapidated Bridge, it's almost always at least 2, often 3. So I was quite surprised to find this gent here by himself, virtually naked, with a medium shield and a katana. So I think, okay, well, we'll just have a nice little duel. He is just R1ing and back rolling repeatedly, which is, even at this point, starting to get on my nerves. And it's going to get on my nerves even more as this progresses. Not that that's bad. I mean, he was doing fairly well. And that was going a lot better for him than being in my face. other than that spam there, which did well for him. So I don't blame him. It just got a bit frustrating. And now, well, not quite now. And now the heals start, which that made me a little sad because I thought we were having an honorable duel. But at any rate, he gets the backstab. I am kind of surprised I got that parry. I went for it, and as I was doing it, I kind of went for it instinctively, and as I was doing it, thought that's not going to connect. So that's why you saw me kind of backstep there. But I did get it, so walked back in to take it. At any rate, that's all I've got for you today. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.